Has spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
180.
First down, Rivers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 40-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. Running left, it's Gordon on the toss. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. Working out of the gun, Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Trubisky brings the Bears up first and 10 at the 34. This is Cohen. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll run on second down with Cohen. Casey Hayward makes the tackle.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that, because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing the ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
That throw good for 4. It's second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's first and goal. Here's Rivers. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation, because the silver lining, it took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it, but here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
Onto the field now come the Bears. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, they go right back to Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky flushed out right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bears have taken the lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Chargers. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a 1st down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Throwing, Rivers. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. From the 44, Rivers. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, 56 yards. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now Cohen. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago! Tariq Cohen, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Bears have once again taken the lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it?
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls. But only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Morris Claiborne makes the play defensively. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando. The coach, he'll have stats and nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Khalil Mack able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the Chargers punter now. as he's on to kick it away. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Bears take over. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
On second down now, it's Cohen. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And his first carry, he loses the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Rivers now. Wide open. It's Allen, complete. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And the Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Get 180. Hey, Brown 80.
Rivers on 1st down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Final play of the half, Rivers. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in the 2020 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 54. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the 3rd quarter with a run by Cohen. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
180! Pilot, 64, weak.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just got to find a way to tackle someone.
Now a handoff to Cohen running left side. Room to run inside the 40. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Thomas Davis.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I like this effort there. He got it done on his own, but let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the 31, Rivers. It's complete right side to Benjamin. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Rivers on the money, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. To throw is Rivers. Completes it to Benjamin. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Rivers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. A very important extra point there, up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Trubisky brings the Bears up first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. Able to fight through one tackle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
No gain on the play there, second down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Melvin Ingram with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Hey, box truck. Coming to you. 31's the mic. Not here. 31's the mic. Yeah.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And this is going to be intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Leaping, and he makes the grab. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch out.
Now Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And out across midfield down to the 45. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. Here's Rivers. Throwing middle, but
It's incomplete. He was looking for Travis Benjamin that time, but it'll be second down. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You must get tired of seeing me.
Rivers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style, where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Third down. 180. Check motion. 31's the mic. Red, go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Rivers hands off to Eckler. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They just go up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles, and really the difference, obviously.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad ain't presto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more dress though. Hit your door and I'ma